Welcome back, everyone, to Let's Play Rule the Waves as the United States, episode number 4. It's kind of beating a dead horse to say that we're taking the fight to the French. We have 2 invasions going on. If both of them succeed, I will definitely call this war a success, regardless of how many ships we lose, because all these ships, they're just, they're legacy fleet, right? You're gonna, in theory, there's certainly series where I don't replace them, but in theory you're going to want to replace them anyway. We looked into a new class, which I now have a name for, the von Steuben. Oh gosh, what was it? I'm trying to remember the whole name because I didn't write it down, but it was the Friedrich Wilhelm von Steuben, I believe. And this is a great name, a great suggestion from UVox. So I'm really happy with it. It's very appropriate. You're wondering, it's very German, right? Person who reorganized the Continental Army during the Revolutionary War. So I don't have any other ships that will go with it. So I'll only be able to name the original, and then we'll have to name the other dreadnoughts when I finish this episode, at the end of this episode. So hopefully we won't go so far. I guess even if they're commissioned and deployed, we can rename them later. I don't think any of them will get into service. Now, did I have... I think everything else here is intentional. I'll have to check if this Rochester is intentional or not. But everything else is intentional. Yes, everything else is intentional in terms of light cruisers. Yeah. Okay, and then we will eventually get a destroyer. People are talking about destroyers already. We will get there. We will. But we'll wait a little bit longer. 600-ton destroyers at least is, I mean, that's a 20% improvement. But for now, let's just contemplate how to win this war in the best manner. I think it's just going to be waiting for these invasions. Actually, U.S. troops are resisting attack by French forces at this point, so we've already conquered. What was it again? I don't remember. Was it Saint? No, this is Antilles. Okay, well, we now have it, and we are still fighting to take Annam. I think we should be able to do it, too. Now, right now, we have a... very good point advantage. And we've won every battle in support of that, so I'm expecting that to switch. Well, I mean, I could be just 100% totally wrong. The French invasion of Antilles. Oh, this is correct. This is the Caribbean. So the French have been defeated. This is not the American invasion of Annam. We still expect that one to go well. Let's see. Okay, yet another battle. We're still up in terms of... Okay. Convoy defense, battle size large. They do have two battleships here. I will accept. I expected them to decline. I didn't say that before I clicked it, so I won't have proof. But yeah, I expected that. I think we all had a feeling they might decline, in fact. So this is probably the end of it. I just still don't know if these are counting as points towards this. I would really like to secure this before the end of the war. I mean, victory points wise, this is such a low victory point war. Even early game, when ships aren't worth as much, so victory points are expected to be lower, I'd still expect to get to the tens of thousands. So we have some blueprints here. Very light cruiser. Shouldn't be much problem for any of our light cruisers. We've actually had some good success with our 8-inch light cruiser design. Better hull construction. It's going to help when we get our dreadnought going. Now we can go up to, I would say, I think you can go up to your yearly budget even, or maybe 150 million. So I'm going to go up to half our yearly budget, which I'm sure is safe. And then we might see enemy coastal raid. I will decline this. They know my weakness. They're exploiting it. So we'll go to half this budget, which I've never lost. I've never had the finance minister, or first to find to capture Annam. So okay, wait. From USA. It's a typo. Should be from the French. We can secure better terms, please. I knew it. 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 So Annam, which was fought for probably I would say that was a year, probably 12 months, will not conclude as American in the end. Now we do have a chance to pick a few other places. Let's see. I think Cochin China. We can get this. I don't want Polynesia because this is actually in South Pacific. It would open up a new front for us. I could just take Annam itself, but I'd rather take something other than Annam and then get a chance to invade it again. So we'll be back, basically. Yeah, I think this only makes sense, and we'll leave 1 point to go into the budget. Now, in theory, I mention this every series, but let's at least mention it once. If you don't select anything, it goes to your budget, which then gets multiplied by some bonuses as the game progresses. So it's better, usually, not to select anything. The colonial points are just static. But the difference is actually pretty minor anyways. I mean, our budget's going to change so much that we won't even really see this because we don't see the underlying budget number, which is being modified to give us our yearly. But the underlying budget will be improved. Well, I guess it's not improved directly. There's two parts to the underlying budget. The colonial part, which this will add to, and then the 1 out of 6 points will be contributed to this underlying budget, which is multiplied for some calculation here. Okay, better submarines. Not that that really matters. We will send a diplomatic note. And now let's get to the von Steuben. Ursa was very curious how I pronounce that. I don't know, but I'm. Oh, let's wait 1 more month because we can get a 24,000 ton ship if we just wait 1 month. And maybe there'll be some added benefit. Now, of course, the war's over and the monthly balance is not looking good. Let's just solve this by sending pretty much everyone back. I think, what does our tonnage need? Our tonnage need is, well, unfortunately it doesn't tell us directly our tonnage need. It should if we just click on it. Yeah, 11,000. So we just want to leave only an armored cruiser here, and then we'll deploy ships again later. So we'll leave just 1 armored cruiser. Everyone else, so we have to do this by location, unfortunately. So everyone in the Caribbean come home. This is just absolutely mandatory. Whoa, Northern Europe is no longer home. East Coast. Yeah, I think we actually need somebody here as well. 12,000, yeah, wow, 12,000 even. So we'll leave our other armored cruiser there. The village people will stay in the Navy. I couldn't resist. And everyone else will come home from Southeast Asia, except for Manila Bay. How appropriate. Manila Bay will stay with the Philippines. I think that they approve of the name. I'd like to think so, at least. Okay, good. Now that should settle our foreign tonnage situation. And what we're going to start doing, we'll go back to type, is we're going to start putting ships in reserve. Reserve fleet. Because we're going to upgrade these ships anyway. So there'll be upgrades, for the central firing purposes. So as soon as you get back home to Northeast Asia, the North American East Coast, we will put you in reserve fleet. And even though it almost has no contribution, we'll also do this for our minesweepers. Actually, our minesweepers, 1901, 1904, probably can get away with... I'm not sure. Maybe we will upgrade these immediately. We probably should do it after every war, because it doesn't cost anything and it preserves them from being... yeah, this will be a way for us to track when the last war ended. We'll just do improvements like so. Now we'll do all the Kingfishers at the same time. You can see that -9 is going to go to, maybe positive? No, negative something small though. 100,000 for all of them to be rebuilt. I think it's worth it. It should only take 3 months. Yeah, 3 months. Very good. We still have this von Steuben class we want to build, and we'll wait that 1 last month, as I already mentioned. So putting reserve fleet, it makes a huge difference. I didn't realize how big of a difference it makes. It's honestly something we should have been doing for a long time. But the US actually is the one nation you probably can get away with not doing it for. But anyway, we have more, we're going to have more ships everywhere than we can support because they're coming home. Yeah, the ship list is really missing. And this is how many ships we actually have named so far is 33. So we only have 33 ships named, and somebody was asking how many, why, maybe the implicit question was, why isn't my name already in the game? because the list is over 100 and we only have 33 ships, so you only had a 1 in 3 chance of having your name in the game so far. Take a look at the almanac, just to see the French, wow, they have really been, well, maybe their budget is just, I mean, their budget is comparable with Japan, which seems terrible, especially because their tensions are actually higher. It should be relative. I mean, if they're, oh, great, the British are already building the dreadnought. Oh, we gotta start building. I mean, just true to history, they beat us to a punch. But I talked about this in the first episode, how I've been informed it was the South Carolina. South Carolina was laid down before the dreadnought, but the dreadnought they built in like half a year, which is something insane. Anyway, I wanted to wait that one more month. We did that. We'll spend some more money. We actually have a positive budget, which is nice when you're about to design a new ship. And actually, before we do that, we need to go ahead and refit our old ships, which, I mean, this is, we can get a lot, the technology that we're going to research between now and the next war is always going to benefit more new ships than it will benefit our existing ships. Our existing ships can only be benefited basically by fire control, some rate of fire stuff that you wouldn't retrofit anyway. So when you have this fire control thing, although I usually do it the inverse way, I usually do these ships closer to the war, in theory, the next war, whatever hypothetical war that is. That's good because it takes less time to build these, to refit them. However, if I want to like manage my budget, I should do this first just because the technology that I acquire in the delay, doing this first rather than the new ship, should benefit the new ship class significantly. We'll find out if that's true, but that's the theory. That's my current theory. And we can see we actually were able to get central firing without adjusting the weight, which is really nice. So this is going to be a pretty good ship. We haven't really gotten any improvements in guns, have we? That's not good. Okay, but basically, we'll take it. I'm not missing anything else we could have done, right? I don't think so. So we'll just redo all of them at the same time. Why not? Whoops, not designed for rebuild, just rebuild. The Minnesotas, they're going in for retrofits, and the Indian Ocean ones will as soon as they arrive. Now that also means I probably have to retrofit my O'Bannons, which means we'll have to do this step by step, which means unfortunately the O'Bannon and Manila won't be the ones to be on foreign stations in the end, because I have to cycle them for their repairs, for the retrofits I should say. Central firing, we'll have to lose one here, but that's fine. Still a solid ship, I'm pretty happy with this one. Okay, let's do it. And I'm going to save one armored cruiser just because, well, okay, let me rebuild this one fine as well, and then we'll do the light cruisers next. But we'll keep the light cruisers so we have some foreign tonnage in the East Coast. Okay, there's 11-inch guns. Speaking of not getting gun technologies, they give us one that I don't care about at all. I don't think I'm going to put 11-inch guns on anything. Yeah, I really can't see it being useful. Okay, let's push on. My throat is really dry. I really feel like I should run and get a drink. But, I mean, I have a drink here. Run and get something for my throat, but that's okay. So our minesweepers are now done. So reset the timer on them. They'll get to about 1912 before we need to do that again. Okay, another one. Okay, well, people wanted armored cruisers, so we're getting them at discounts. Might as well. I'll have to rename that one as well. Oh. Well, that's definitely... We wouldn't mind going to war with the French. We just defeated them. Luckily, right now, submarines aren't that impactful. So they have a lesser budget because we took their colony. And they can't really replenish their ships with submarines because submarines are kind of ineffective right now. I wouldn't mind building just a few more of these Kingfishers. Just preemptively, I'm expecting that eventually we're going to want them. Okay, they'll be home soon. You abandoned herself is now home. Let's rebuild her. We will rebuild her. We will make her better. And we'll wait on the others. Okay. If we do this, it will create a whole divergent path. It is technically, I'm going to say no. Because I'm just going to rebuild it again when it gets done, so that I don't have two different classes, which is a really stupid reason. I mean, you would absolutely be able to retrofit fire control, I should say, if the ship was being built. And it wouldn't necessarily, I mean, you could just say, okay, here's the other design that we have. The current O'Bannons are the only thing we did was improve the fire control. So they should be exactly identical, but the ship, I mean, I don't think that the game will recognize that. Maybe I should have tried it. But anyways, rate of fire improvement, always nice. Ooh, the French have commissioned the Deputy-Tois. The French names have always been difficult for me, but a lot of them are now kind of famous. We had this collaboration series between Historical Gamer, XTRG, and myself with Rule the Waves, and it was a lot of fun, and we played as the French, so these names kind of stick with me now. Okay, so they are all back. We must be getting the other ones soon. Yeah, 1 month. So let's go ahead and send you guys in for a rebuild as well. And when they come back out, we're just going to leave them in reserve fleet. There we go. Now, some of them won't be able to be in reserve fleet because rebuild you. Yeah, we need to send you to Southeast Asia and you to Northeast Asia to replace those ships, and then we'll bring them in for their retrofits. It's only one small firing improvement, but we'll just do it. What I'm saying there is maybe we could have gotten away without doing it, but anyway. Our light cruisers also need to be upgraded. Yeah, so let's do this. Reserve. Yeah, you guys are all ready to go to reserves. And you guys need to be rebuilt, so we'll start doing that as well. Central firing, lose this by 1. It's completely okay. So we still haven't gotten that technology, I guess, but that's fine. It's nice not to have to worry about budget. My goodness, I'm just able to design as I wish. And the one destroyer, not going to change because I don't think we're going to put fire control in that, so that one will stay the same. And might as well get all of these into reserve as well. It's silly. That's not really going to help by much. Maybe 50,000, but 50,000 is still 50,000. So we will say yes to this one. The Canberra will be our lone example. Okay, 13 quality -1. This is good. This is probably going to be what our dreadnoughts are then. Yeah, we're basically ready to build it. It's 1904. Let's just go ahead and lay her down. Auto generate. Von Steuben. Oh god, I don't know if it's Von Steuben with an E first or not. Here. Trusty electronic device near me. Let's find out what it is while I'm playing. Okay, so let me see. We want belt like 11 it was. We'll probably take down some of the belt stuff. I'm not going to go as high as I was thinking. It doesn't make sense, I know, for the people who are wondering. I know that it doesn't make sense belt extended would help with torpedoes, but this is just somebody's experience that it was helpful. Let's get the 13-inch guns. -1 quality is going to mean that the 13-inch guns are now better. You can see that 15,000 won't cut it. Why are you don't just give me a actual dreadnought? Thank you. Come on, game. We can go to 25,000. We are way ahead in terms of everything else. Somebody was suggesting I check the other docks to see even like what other... They haven't even gotten... Yeah, we're doing great. We're doing very good. The American ships are actually the best. Which means that, interestingly enough, whatever dreadnought the British are building is inferior, far inferior to whatever we can do. So, that's good to see. I'm pretty happy to see that. Alright, let's look up von Steuben. I'm pretty sure it's this way. Oh god, it didn't do it. You know why? Because it's an iPad. Really, really old one. I don't like iPads. Von Steuben yeah, Valley Forge. Okay, I had it right. SU. I think. Did I do it this way? Oh, it's E first. What was I doing? I thought I did E first. Okay. There it is. Friedrich Wilhelm Baron von Steuben. That's one heck of a name. Gotta give it to the Germans. They have some impressive sounding names. So the von Steuben, and my computer's frozen for a moment, but that's fine. Hopefully the recording's still going. I don't even know how long we've been recording for. So 12 inches might be too much. 13. And what I'd like to do, actually, can we get... We don't have wings. We can't do the wing turrets. Okay. So in that case... Is C the one that faces backwards? No, I don't want to build that. I really dislike that one, just the way it looks. So we'll do the L. Double. Yeah, I know you'll complain, but I'm just going to remove this one. How about that? We don't have rear center line, right? No. That would be nice. But I like this positioning better. Oh, pooey. It's going to look kind of funny. Yeah, I'm sure. Just ignore the fact that that gun is going through the conning tower. Doesn't matter anyways. It's just, you know, for reasons I like more guns towards the front. Makes me feel better. Central firing, obviously. We just got that technology. We want this at 18. We'll put them in turrets. We will not use tertiaries on this one because now we're doing the all big guns, even though our design before this was all big guns anyway. So how are we doing? Deck 2, deck extended 2, conning tower doesn't really matter. 3 for that, down to 2 on this. How are we doing? We are doing fantastic. So we can crank some things up here. Let's go up to 4 with the belt extended, 2.5 for the deck, 12 for the turrets. Turret top is 3, I like that. You know what, maybe we just call it here. Oh my god, 22 knots is actually way too fast. I was going to say, we might just drop it down, but you know what, we could probably go up on belt. Belt extended a little bit more. I don't want to armor it, god, too much. I really like all these numbers, frankly. I don't have this, right? Yeah, I don't have torpedo defense yet, but I could just make it really fast, but I don't want to. It's so kind of a waste of money. Oh, we don't have... Let's go up to 20. Let's go up to 22. Let's go up to 24. Ugly, but whatever. Yeah, we just dropped this, I think, down to 24,000. Okay, so... Jeez. I don't know. I mean, your guess is as good as mine. 12 inches of armor. This thing's already very well protected. The only thing I would guess we could do better is maybe get more turret armor. We have 3 turrets, so we do have to start thinking about that. I'm going to do something weird. I'm going to go up to 20... Well, let's just wait. 130 at 13-inch guns. I think 13-inch guns are pretty good. Not the quality -1 ones necessarily, but yeah, let's just step up by 1 knot every technology. So we'll go to 21 knots for the next dreadnought. I want to do this because I don't want my old ones to slow us down too much. They don't give you a chance. I don't know why. This is obviously something that needs to be in Rule the Waves 2. They need to give you an order of battle editor. Definitely something an admiral or whatever, Grand Admiral, whatever, would have. I'm sure that Jackie Fisher, if he had said, I want this ship paired with this ship, here's the escort group for the battleships, this group of battleships, which will stay together. These are sister ships, they'll stay together. Stuff like this. That stuff could be respected and it could be dictated from the high levels. So, and maybe there's a chance that you don't get a battle with the exact order of battle that you wanted, but at least there's a good chance you will. That would be really nice. So, geez, this is going to have a lot of secondary guns. We don't have the double turrets yet, so I think this would just give us a penalty. Actually, it's not even legal yet. Oh, because we haven't. You have to develop it separately. Excuse me, stutter. We have to develop it separately for dreadnoughts. Okay. Well, I think this is my ship. This is our golden chariot. We're willing to ride in on her. Because I have a little bit of armor. I know, conning 11 is fine. It's fine. Okay, so weird 24,100 displacement. If I can move this like this, let me move it over here. We can, I think, open the almanac, and we can see that we are up against, darn it was a lot easier when there was only one. Let's just open them manually then. We are up against 18,200 ton, so this is just going to be significantly better. Close this. They're all under construction. Estimated to be completed in 1907. So they barely started them. 17,500 for their battle cruisers. So we definitely can build much better battle cruisers as well. But we'll wait for better technology for that. Battle cruisers are much more hamstringed by armor and all that, since they have to carry big old heavy engines. So we'll save this. And we will get at least one. How many can we afford to get? Well, not that many. Get 2 at a time. Let's just get 1 so I can get that name. Costs an extra 5 million. We only have like 20 turns at this rate. Yeah, we better just leave it like this. We'll wait for some of these other ships to finish, and then we'll see where we're, how we stand after that. So, I mean, we have 2 more O'Bannons that we will accept their, 1 extra month. So the O'Bannon, let's see, is it going to be a B class? Oh, this is the normal retrofit. Which one are we looking at for that? Okay, rebuilding India. The Indianapolis. Okay, this is one that we didn't choose to do. So it's going to be 1.6 million to do that for over 4 months. Actually, if you crunch the numbers here, 1 month at 2 million is still more than 4 months at 400,000 each, so 1.6 million total. So it's better not to add it. I guess it's a time crunch thing though. If you want it out in a month, you pay a little bit of a premium to do that. Otherwise, you have to send it back out for another 4 months. Okay, so it's better if you have the time to let the ship build, because it'll also be part of the same class. But if you want the fire control, then yeah, you can do that option where they say if you want to add the best fire control, it'll add a month to construction. Getting our light cruisers back. I saw a battleship in there, a couple battleships. This is the new Japanese armored cruiser. Still, just, again, this is about, our light cruisers might be able to, are higher tonnage than this and faster. That's Japan though. They're kind of they can be a special case. Okay, wow, the Russians just stealing everything from us. Lots of stuff going on. And the budget has actually kind of corrected itself already. So let's go ahead and build a second von Steuben. Sort by displacement. And I'll just let it suggest a name. We'll rename it eventually. So. Okay. Let me pop up and see how long I've been going for. No. Just real quick. Okay, so we've been at about 30 minutes. Retrofit. Okay, one more month before we can bring in the Manila Bay. Oh, gosh. We should create trouble? Yeah, we should create trouble. Going to war with Russia wouldn't really help me much. We can try to take some of their Asian holdings, but I don't think we'd have any problems with the Russians. They have a low budget. They usually have like tons of negative traits. Undeveloped shipbuilding, poor education. They have reasonable dock size, but by the way, do we have oil? Yes. So we are one of the few nations who has oil. That's very good to know. That's one of the things I wanted before we got battle cruisers, but we'll see how that goes. Okay, Canberra. Did it bring in a different class? Do I have to what? Salus. Yes. Yes. Secondary wing double turrets up to 10. Oh, this is secondaries though. We don't really need that, but okay. How many months has it been since the O'Bannon has been placed down? This is always what happens. As soon as you place your design down, you get better technology. If we had just waited 4 months. And this is one of those technologies where I think it is fair to say your ships are obsolete the moment you started building them. Yeah, it's been 4 months since we laid down the von Steuben, and right on cue we developed better technology. You might be asking yourself, well, what could you really do with it? You're right, not too much. We don't have 4 centerline turrets available. So what we would have had to do is, we still don't have like the wing large configuration. I don't think you can build it. Let's just see if I'm right or wrong about this. Yeah, it wouldn't help us that much. This is what our ship would look like instead. It would look like that. Now these two can fire together, so this would be a great ship at running away. And maybe in that case it would have been nice to get, that would make sense for like a battle cruiser, I think, now. But we'll wait. We'll just pretend that technology is part of the normal evolution, and we won't really care that we don't have it on our first set of dreadnoughts, which are still good ships. Oh, well, that didn't last long. Okay, better stuff. I'm trying to see the O'Bannon that was released. I think it looks like, in fact, it did exactly match the retrofit. That's perfect. Because we did not get a separate class for any of them. They're all the same class. That's wonderful. Really wonderful. So these two need to be rebuilt now. Okay, so in the future, that's good to know that if you have an option to add fire control to a new ship that's being built, you can do it, and it'll be the same if you also make a new class which is exactly identical to that one, and build your old ships with that. So then you can kind of do things in parallel instead of... I've normally done things in serial, waited for all of them to complete first. Now, we also have to get reserve fleet. Reserve fleet. And reserve fleet. Can't do reserve fleet if they're somewhere else, like in the Asians. In the Asias, I should say. But yeah, and look at that. Saves us a lot of money. We could actually build another. Well, now that battleship's out of that dreadnought's, well, we should get a third one, right? We should probably get at least one. You know what? No, the minimum to me is 2, because it's her sister ship. How much do they cost to build? It was a $5 million investment, and we can assume it'll be no less than $5 million in the future. So it's a we're discounting that $5 million. It's 2.5 now for 2 ships, and it'll be like 1.6, 1.7 million for 3 ships. It's a minor difference. I think we'll just leave it at 2 von Steubens. And then we'll build a lot of different ship designs. We'll have a lot of different classes, which is going to make my life a little harder remembering all of them, but it'll be fun. Lightning Dragon, I guess, is doing a whole ship list thing again. It'll make his life more difficult as well. But we aren't playing it for his simplicity. Okay, so this should be... Well, I guess it doesn't matter. We'll just say no, and we'll rebuild it for 400,000 savings. Which is really... Wow. Okay. Now I'm so happy we didn't build that last one. As soon as we get 4 centerline turrets, we can build already the end game turret design. Not in terms of guns per turret, but at least in terms of turrets. 4 centerline with superimposed on both sides. Our new docks are complete. In fact, I don't even think we need to go higher than that. The private economy will help our dock size, and we're way ahead of everyone else. We didn't even utilize all 25,000 last time. Our other technology is way behind, so what I'd like to do, if it was possible, is bump this up to 11%. I guess we are still somehow limited by the rate of technology development naturally. This, I guess 10% budget is like the most you can push things naturally. So extra money would just be wasted. I'm guessing that's why 10% was chosen. Otherwise, let me waste more money. Let me just dump more money there. Okay, put you to reserve fleet as well. And they're all in one class. That's wonderful to see. Plenty of abandoned classes coming out. Jeez, plenty of them. People have talked about how I want more armored cruisers. They've always mentioned that Tortuga series lack armored cruisers. Well, not this one, my friends. Plenty of armored cruisers. In fact, let's just see how we stack up against everyone else. Battleships in service, we are behind. But only the British. That's crazy. They have a crazy number of battleships. I mean, I guess by comparison, we have not a crazy number of battleships. We do need more dreadnoughts. We probably should just get another... Either we should get another von Steuben, or we should start making a new class pretty soon. Because anytime you're budget positive, that's usually what you start thinking is, okay, I'm saving up for a new class. I just want that 4 centerline, and I think it's a ship design thing. I don't think it's a turrets and whatever. Turret and gun mounting. I don't think it's this. I think it's ship design. Yeah, it is. If 3 centerline is there, then what I could do is try to force that, is maybe go down to medium on this. We do want fire control. Just try to lower other things. This is something we can catch up with, so let's put it on low for now. Basically, it's a technology which usually applies to ships that are currently, that even the ones who have already been built. So better to do that one a little bit later. Same with AP projectiles. We'll put that one to low. I know we're kind of going crazy here. Torpedo as well. Put that to low. Just remember, it's all relative though. This being on low really just means that my ship design is higher. Now you're still limited by, the rate of, like, everything has a year and you're not supposed to be able to research it too far ahead of time. There's the ahead of time penalties still apply, but okay, so I think we're approaching 40 minutes now. Oh, well, yeah, we'll take it. Main battery wing turrets. Okay, this is important. Now we really, we could build somebody was talking about this. Can you do super firing and wing? I think you can. Basically, this will go back to the XTRG designs where he had a diamond formation where, if this is the front of my ship, if this is the front of the ship and this is the tail, he had 1, 2, 3, 4. The 2 super firing and then 2 wing turrets. Main battery. So he did this to try to chase ships down. I don't know if it's worth it, but I mean, we get our super firing before we got the wing, which is unusual. If we were to do the HMS Dreadnought configuration, we would do the front, the 2 wings, and then 2 more in the rear. But yeah, we don't really have that choice. So let me just go ahead and wrap this up here. This will give me a chance to name all those ships that we have built. Plenty of armored cruisers. Also, it'll give me time to think about what new name class name we'll need for the next one. If you're putting your ship on the list, that's for ship names, not for ship classes. Just so people know if there's no disappointment. But the ship class names are already, there's a long list of those that I pick from, separate from the list that you're filling out. So anyways, thanks for watching, and until the next episode, take care.